taking the time to settle in. So we're starting on our belly, on our fronts today. So hopefully you can't hear all the fireworks. Hopefully the mic's not picked up. But if you do, just allow that to be your background noise. So we'll take that time to settle in. So options are here to start. You're either lying on your front, on your belly in crocodile pose. Maybe you bring the head to one side, maybe you bring the forehead onto the hands. Or you can lie in your child's pose, knees out wide, stacking the forearms together, or maybe again taking those arms out wide. Forehead to rest onto the pillow, onto your arms. And as you just take that time to settle in, lying on your front or in your child's pose, just take a moment to check in, noticing the expansion of your lungs. Notice that restriction. So when you're breathing those deep breaths in, when you're taking those full exhales all the way out. As we take our time to arrive, noticing that instant feedback with the breath, arriving into our practice, I would like us just to take a moment to check in with our surroundings. So it might be a bit noisier than usual. So just take a moment to absorb where you are right now, so that background noise. Allowing it just to settle there so you know that's there. It's not going to jump scare you. Just allowing that to be absorbed so you know that the sound, the fireworks or anything else that you can hear is there. And then just starting to bring your hearing a little closer and closer so that you start to hear the sound of your own breath. As quiet or as loud as that may be. Nice. And just in your own pace and time, as you start to connect with the sound of your breath, you might start to deepen and lengthen those breaths in and out. Noticing the depth and quality of your breath, like a wave ebbing and flowing. As this week's theme is ebb and flow, and that kind of idea of what we're from one present moment to present moment. So in this practice today, we're going to do 3 different poses, and each time that we come into a variation of the pose, be fully in that pose, experience that pose as it is, no expectations, no judgments. And then when we move into the next one, we let go of it to move present into the next one. So already here in our first pose, as we made our arrival, noticing where you feel sensations, noticing when you breathe, how is that changing the pose? Nice. And then no rush. Whenever you're ready to, we're just going to gently come out of that. So if you were in your child's pose, just start to peel yourself up and then come into lie on your front. If you're already lying on your front, you're just going to start to bring yourself up into a Sphinx pose. So elbows are underneath the shoulders, palms can face down, maybe palms together. And then from here, we are going to take a variation with this Sphinx pose. As we bend our left leg, we want to take it out to the side. So it might be that the toes come in towards your right leg, or maybe you take the leg all the way out. And it might also, if you're practicing on the floor, feel nice to pop a pillow underneath there for your knees. Or if you're practicing on the bed, you might not need that. So entirely up to you, either bringing that foot closer in towards your leg, or maybe taking it further out. Nice. And with this option, if it feels too much for your back, so always remember to check in with your body and how it feels. You might just want to lie onto the front and then bring the face over towards the left. So entirely up to you. You can take this option, just really working into the hips, or you might come up, working the hips and the back. Find again what works for you. Again, as we come into this pose, checking in, how does that feel on this side of the body? Noticing how your hips feel, noticing if you're lifted up in that back bend, how your back feels. Notice how when you breathe in and how you breathe out. And notice how that breath changes the pose. Really nice. As we're here to experience this pose presently, I'm going to take about 2 more breaths. Nice. And then whenever you're ready to, gently guide yourself down if you haven't already. Bring that leg in, and we're just going to come back into a crocodile pose if you visited this pose before, if you haven't already. Just keeping that head over towards the left if you're already there. And just noticing any releases as you come out of that pose. So if you're up in that Sphinx variation, you might feel release from your back. When you bring that leg in, you're also going to feel that maybe release through the hips. Nice. And then no rush whenever you're ready to. Inhale, we're going to lift up. And again, you have the option to come into that Sphinx variation. So when you're ready to, you can bend bend the right knee. And you might stay there. You might take that leg out further. Bend it as much as you like. Bring it out as much as you like. Pop a pillow, pop blankets underneath your knee to make it feel more comfortable. Likewise, if it feels not very nice to be in that back bend, then bring yourself to lower down, and this time looking over towards the right. So entirely up to you. Just finding a space which you feel safe enough to be in, that you feel comfortable to be in. As you let go of any tension that you're holding there, focusing in on the hips. And if you're taking that back bend, you might be feeling in your back as well. Notice if those shoulders are tense, and see if you can relax the shoulders. Nice. Again, as we be in our body, experiencing this pose as it is on this side, noticing how that might feel. Noticing the breath. And how the breath changes the pose, each inhale, each exhale, pose by pose, breath by breath. Really nice. And your last breath here, no rush. And then gently, whenever you're ready, start to lower down if you haven't already. And gently guide that leg in as you keep the face over towards the right. And just letting yourself go there. So I'm just going to face the other way so that my voice projects better. But as you settle into that crocodile pose, check in, noticing anything new, any sensations within your body. And don't worry if you get distracted by any external sounds. Just gently guide yourself back to the ebb and flow and the wave of your breath. Maybe you make your breath a little louder this week just so that you can hear your breath. Nice. And then when you're ready to, gently just guide yourself up. Bring the hands beside the chest. As we bring ourselves into child's pose again, or maybe if you haven't visited this pose already, we're coming to it the first time. Options to have the knees together, options to have the knees out wide. And again, you're just going to sink forward. Maybe you bring the forearms to stack on top of each other, forehead rest on top of the forearms, or maybe take the arms out and maybe you place a pillow underneath your head just to support you. As you take that counter pose from your back bends just before. And again, just being present within this pose as we've let go of those hip openers and that back bend. Noticing that when we arrive in this pose, how does it feel for your back? How does it feel for your breath? As your breath may feel a bit restricted, with the legs maybe in the way. And we're taking about 2 more breaths here, just being present as much as you can with your body. Nice, and when you're ready to, gently just start to guide yourself up, rolling up. When you're ready, sitting to one side as you come into our final pose or our final relaxation. So you can come into your corpse pose, Shavasana, so that's legs extended all the way out. Lying on a pillow if you like. Palms facing up, hands onto the belly. Feel free to grab a blanket on you as well and get cozy, get comfortable. So pop a blanket on top of you. You might feel that feels actually quite uncomfortable for my lower back, so you might bend the knees. Bring the feet out wide, knees together in your constructive rest. Or what I like to do is just roll up a pillow or blanket, wedge that underneath your thighs. And then extend those legs out, and it's just gonna tuck and scoop that tailbone under slightly. Nice, whichever option you're in, just settling into neutral. And I'm just gonna come up to seated so that my voice projects a bit better. So however you like, you're in your neutral position, your neutral and final rest. As you take a moment to check in with yourself, noticing how does my body feel presently right now? Do I need to shuffle feet? Do I need to shuffle hips, shoulders, neck, head? To allow my body to feel settled here. And again, just scanning your background, letting that be background noise. Starting to bring those sounds closer and closer to the sounds that you hear, maybe the sound of my voice. And then those sounds closer and closer to the sound of your breath. Ebbing and flowing like a waves or waves in the ocean. From each inhale to each exhale, presently with each breath in and each breath out. Noticing if maybe there's fragments of you scattered in the day. Without judgment, just letting them be and start to gather yourself back into your center. To be here now. From present moment to present moment as we flow from each inhale to each exhale. allowing ourselves just to be, flowing with our breath. And with ebb and flow, and that theme of our class this week, just allowing ourselves to receive the benefits of our practice today and receive whatever is coming our way. That what is meant for us will be, and what isn't will pass. As you allow yourself to surrender here into the present, joining me on our body scan. As we scan the body, relaxing each area. Taking our awareness to our toes and to our feet. Feeling both feet completely relaxed. Scanning the body through the ankles, through to the legs, through to the hips. And maybe in your next exhale, releasing both legs. Hips sink into your support, whether that's the ground or the bed that you might be practicing on. And starting to bring your awareness through to the back. Imagine that spine unraveling. Shoulder blades melting. And take your time with your next inhale, an expansive breath, filling up belly and filling up chest. And then when you exhale, feeling the torso completely relaxed. Letting go of the arms down to the wrists and down to the hands, down to the fingertips. Feeling both arms and both hands completely relaxed. Allowing our head to rest into our pillow or wherever it is supported. As the neck and throat relaxes. As we start to dissolve the face of any tension here. Letting go of jaw, mouth and tongue. Letting go of eyeballs, eyelids, eyebrows. The space in between the eyebrows and unraveling the forehead. Your next exhale, just allowing the entire face to dissolve of tension. And as you allow that to happen, we allow the entire body to completely relax and let go here. As I surrender to this relaxation, knowing that when I let go, accept and trust, accept and surrender, that I create this new space. That what is meant for me will arrive and what isn't will pass. Letting go of any resistance. As I allow my breath to guide me. Breath by breath. Each inhale and each exhale. Guided into the present, just being. And gently, as you start to bring your awareness back, maybe starting to again notice the sounds surrounding you. No judgment, just observing. And then starting to notice points of contact that you have with the floor or with your bed or wherever you are practicing. Noticing sensations, maybe of the air brushing against your skin. And the air exchanging as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And taking your time to gently bring movement to fingers and toes. Gently maybe rock the head side to side. Whenever you're ready to, taking a nice long stretch. Reaching the arms up over the head, stretching the legs out. And then go ahead to hug the knees in towards the chest as you give yourself a big squeeze and a big hug. As you gently start to rock side to side, starting just to bring yourself back to moving in your body, arriving back into your evening. And as you roll over to the side, maybe you choose to roll over to the left side, but it doesn't matter whichever side you have space. And then from there, just take a moment, checking in. And feel free to stay there, or you might want to gently guide yourself up to a comfortable seat position. Maybe legs across or maybe legs are extended out. Palms at the heart center space, or chest. As we arrive in this present moment, time is just a collection of present moments to present moments. As we arrive here, how am I feeling physically, mentally, emotionally? How I may feel different from the first time that we arrived. And we'll close today's practice as we inhale, circle the arms up over the head. Palms together. Exhale, hands down through center. Namaste. Welcome back and thank you for joining practice today.